Hey guys, it's Sargon the Great, and today we're doing qualitative field research on a fig tree. All of a sudden, I found myself thinking sociologically one wistful afternoon while I was going for a stroll through a quaint neighborhood I was visiting. The South Louisiana air was damp, and the late summer sun gently beat down on the lane, which was glistening after a recent sprinkling of raindrops. Along the lane I noticed the sagging branches of a fig tree, its swollen fruit yellow and purple, dripping with sweetness. A sign accompanied it, proclaiming, "Take some." A few yards down, another tree dipped its fruit into the street, inviting passer-by to snatch some. I recalled I had seen a similar banana tree and orange tree on my strolls through the same neighborhood. I paused in my trek to ponder what these trees meant, not simply as a biological organism rooted into the soil, but as a social marker and a cultural symbol. Each front yard fruit tree speaks with its own language. The branches that bow down produce make words of abundance, of patience, of generative giving, seasons of watering and pruning and attention until eventual maturity and fruit. And yet, with the covert tomato patch growing out of the backyard closes itself off to all eyes, or the cucumber plant hidden away behind a shed, the front yard fruit tree contrasts these by broadcasting its existence to all. It's a public gift, a declaration of communal value. This edible item belongs not only to me, but to you, the neighbor, the passerby, and the community. I caught myself thinking sociologically, standing beneath that tree with sticky juice on my fingertips. Sociology asks us to make the mundane sublime, to attend not only to the fruit, but to the cultural soil that produces it. Why plant a fig tree by your front door, knowing that much of the crop will go to your neighbors and to passerbys? In an epoch of life in which our culture has conditioned us to count calories, profit, likes, and followers, where each action is measured by its individual gain, the fruit tree talks back. It defies the logic of individual gain and substitutes with the logic of gift. Instead of dwelling on how much you are going to gain from the fruit tree, those who plant them dwell on how much they can give. The fruit tree, too, in its way, faces our health crisis, medical, but social. Obesity and diabetes figures persistently high in Louisiana, driven by fast foods and processed sugars. But here, suspended by the street, is free medicine masquerading as sugar, figs stuffed with fiber, oranges with vitamin C, bananas with potassium. To think sociologically is to observe the irony. While billions of dollars go into health systems and dye industries, here's a simple fruit tree presenting, without expense or promotion, the nutrition we require. The ritual of plucking fruit off a neighbor's tree, expressing gratitude, and growing healthier is an eloquent teacher, reminding us that food is not only fuel, but bond. When we nurture a tree season after season to get fruit, not only for ourselves, but for our community, we live by values our society all too readily forgets: patience, generosity, and stewardship. Of course, the sociological lens also reveals tension. Not everyone respects the offer. Some vagabonds strip the branches bare, leaving nothing for others, or even the poor homeowner. The generosity that a tree represents is easily spoiled by greed. This is a reflection of our cultural condition, a nation that values ownership more than sharing, private profit more than communal wealth. The fruit tree becomes a battlefield of values, caught between selflessness and protection. To think sociologically, therefore, is to see the fruit tree not just as a botanical specimen, and not even as a piece of private property, but rather as a cultural artifact. It's a material expression of values, gifts of health and conviviality that subvert and challenge our reigning cultural norms of self-interest, consumerism, and health eligibility. The fruit tree is a social commentary and a moral action, in full view of the street and within reach. I realized that these trees and their generous owners were teaching me something simple, but so profound. We live in an age that celebrates self-interest, but we remain hungry for symbols of selflessness, and this fruit tree is surely one such symbol.